welcome to another video. I hope you are doing well. In this video, I wanted to share a little bit of my process about how I design and basically go about making a character and share all my thoughts and what goes through my mind, and at the end what I think about what I've created in this video. I hope you enjoy and stay for the end result. So first thing what I want to talk about is that I usually start making a character not digitally, and I do it traditionally because it's the medium I'm more comfortable with. I did this with color pencil and it is the medium I'm most comfortable with. And because the making of a new character is all thinking and trying to basically have all my focus on the story, the backstory, and how things should look, and I want to put less worry on whether I can portray something good in this medium or if I'm already struggling. Although I might have regretted my choice because at the end I was thinking what I could have changed and what would I do if I had did it digitally and I could, change things. But yeah, it's just a give or take process at this point. So first I'll talk about the background and what I did here, and then I'll go to share a bit of my backstory for this very new character. What I did for the background was I just put a couple of layers of markers because it's just hard to fill a whole background with color pencils. So I did that, and I wanted to have some scene, like very blurry, not focused, very vague picture of the background. So I went and I added a couple of butterflies to showcase what I wanted to go for. I wanted it to be a bit of a foresty, naturey kind of background. Added a bit of more tan kind of markers and did a layer on top of that so it goes to the background more. I don't know how successful it was. If I did it digitally, I would have more control over this. But I think it's fine for this stage, and I'll go ahead and refine it a bit more at the end. So here's that. For my characters, I wanted to share a bit of their story, a bit more of their story and what goes through my mind, because my characters are usually very emotionally driven. For this one, in example, I had some trouble and I've just heard a lot of horror stories about different catastrophes happening in nature and how we basically are losing our beautiful nature. And you know, I love nature. It's just a huge inspiration for me, and it was just really terrible news. What sparked in my mind was I wanted to draw a character that is not like a human, but I usually draw my characters in human forms, but she is part of the nature, and it is kind of a nature creature, like Mother Nature kind of a thing, and it's basically dying. So she was very sad with huge bubbly eyes, crying eyes, and I wanted to kind of portrait that sadness. Maybe she is dying, maybe she's realizing that she's dying, maybe she lost all hopes, and all of things going through my mind, and I just drew her. As I said, it's very beginning stage of a character design, and it's just a reminder to you that you don't need a lot of or a huge, let's say, big inspiration or idea to make a character. It can be as simple as this one, and you can just develop it later. While drawing this, I had all these ideas that what she would be like, not in this stage of her life, maybe when she was younger. All of these cute ideas came into my mind, and I just drew her at the last episode kind of a thing. But I really liked the idea and I went for it. And usually when I start my characters traditionally, I then can go and develop it digitally if I like it, and then I go ahead and add more to the story. Usually when I draw a character at this stage or for the first time, all that goes through my mind is how I can develop it or how I can make it better. I mean, it's not just for the characters, for a lot of my works, as soon as I finish it or even during the process, all I think about is how I can develop this, how I can do it better, how would I do differently next time if I drew this. And it goes for the character as well. There are some things that I really like about her, like her kind of watery inspired skin tone and all of these things crawling in her skin, and I really like that it shows part of the nature. But there are some things I also like to change, whether it's about the composition or it's about the character or the design. And it's really like that. You just do it for the first time, and then there are a lot more opportunities to make it better. As for the process itself, I said it before, I did it traditionally because all I wanted to focus was the idea. I don't care that's how much like I couldn't express all my ideas traditionally, but it is basically a relaxing time for me to develop the story and the character itself. If I worked it digitally, I could have done much more. For example, for the eyes, I really wanted to make it really colorful and a color that is out of this world, like a very, very bright green and like a neon green kind of. But I couldn't get it here because I wanted to show that she's not a human. It's all that I wanted her to portray is part of the nature. Like her skin, the things crawling on her, even the hat or the thing on her head, her eyes, and all of that, I wanted to make it out of this world and part of the nature. But for the limited amount of colors I have with color pencil, I couldn't have that eye that I wanted, so it was a bit of limit here. But I still don't think if I did it digitally, I would be much more happier. It's okay, it's just at the beginning stages. For the composition and the choice of colors, I did put some thoughts in it. For example, the composition, how the butterflies should go and where I want them to be. And the colors themselves, I used a mix of blue and green, which when I think about nature, these two colors come in front of my eyes, and I really like that. I made these two colors the two main colors. Then I added some colors that I thought would go good with it. For example, pink. They sit really nicely together. And the butterflies later on, you see that those are very kind of nude, earthy colors, which also add to the idea. The process in general was very calming for me. I'm not going to talk about what I do here as color pencil itself, because I've already made, I think, more than 3 videos about color pencils on my channel, and it's really helpful. I do usually two type of color pencils. For example, one that you see me doing here is just like a circle motion. I try to blend in colors, very soft looking. And one I do a bit more harsh, and I like to see the texture a lot, and I do it kind of like liney effect, and I really like that as well. So you can go check that out if you have some questions about my process. Once again, I just want to say that if I go back, I can still do that. I will scan this and modify it a bit digitally. For example, I really liked the butterfly to kind of glow and I can see them more. With color pencils, it's kind of a bit hard to control my values, and I think if the butterflies could glow a bit and they would kind of be separated from the girl, the background, I would really like that. And I would like to make the background a bit more dark on the bottom so the girl could blend in more, and I would modify the background a bit more. I may do that, I'm not sure, but I hope I will. So at the end, the whole point of this video and what I mentioned, there are 2 points. One is that what matters in a character designing process is the story itself, and that doesn't mean it should be super complicated or very hard to catch or hard to believe. It can be the simplest thing, and you can really go from there and try to build on that. And that's basically the more important process of a character design. And another mention was that go for the medium, especially at the beginning stages of the design. Go for the medium you are very comfortable with, that all your focus is on the story, the design itself, and you don't have to worry about how to control this medium or how I can get the best from it. It just takes a bit away from the story, the character, and all the things add to the things you have to worry about, and that's not really what you want. And always remember that you can go ahead and tweak things here and there, whether it's digitally, or some people like to photo bash or even add collages later if you want. Thank you all for staying to the end. I really appreciate you. I hope you enjoyed this video. Go ahead, like this video and subscribe to the channel if you like to see my other painting process, and I'm really happy to have you here. So I hope to see you on the next one. Bye!